Hey, what's up everybody? Hey, this is Paul from Swarfworks. Got an exciting new product here to announce and show you how to install. This is the rear diff lock module to run your Raptor and two-wheel drive all the time. So I've been running this for a few years now, and it's a blast. Whether you're on the dunes, you just want to run two-wheel drive, or in the snow to do some ultimate, really controllable drifting. It's easy to install, and let me show you how to do that. So before we get to installing this, let me just show you how it works and give you a little overview of this. So unfortunately, there's no way to go in and modify the Ford computers to allow the rear diff to be locked in two-wheel drive. I wish it was that easy, but it's not. So what this does is it simulates the Ford signal that goes to the rear end. It's not just a straight 12 volts. So what this does is you'll power this from an upfitter switch or a Switch Pro output. So you can turn it on anytime you want. And so it doesn't use the factory button. And so all this has is it has 4 wires on it. So you have a power, which will be your switch power from an upfitter switch or Switch Pro. And then you have black, which is ground. And then you have this yellow and purple. So the yellow and purple, there's a wire going from the transmission control module to the rear end. And we just need to split that one spot. And then we have some new terminals here. We can crimp on. You could use butt splices if you have to, or solder it on. And then this little harness right here is just 2 wires. The green one goes to your upfitter switch or Switch Pro, whatever you want. And then the black is ground. And there's an easy spot to ground that. So what I have here is I have a wire running off a little power supply here to simulate that. So my green is my upfitter switch, black is ground. And then this red wire here goes over to this center carrier that I have here out of a Raptor. So let me plug that in first. And then when I power this module up, you'll hear the coil engage here on this diff. So that just locked it. And you can hear that. It's locked up. So now if I pull power, I don't know if you can see that. Let me turn it over here. So unlocked. Yeah, don't fall off there. That's all I need that to do is follow my toe. All right. So before that thing falls on me here, let me just show you that again. So unlocked. See, she's free. And locked. You hear it click. And it's locked up. So easy as that. So the other wire, this yellow wire, runs from the transmission control module side. So if I don't power this up at all, the factory diff lock works perfect, exactly like it does, just the button on it, but you have to be in 4-wheel drive. And also if you turn that on, when this module is engaged, it automatically shuts my module off and just uses the factory Ford signal as kind of a safety thing. So anyway, now let's go install it. All right, so now we're ready to install this thing. So I went ahead and took out the air box. It makes it a lot easier. There's one bolt. It's got a 13mm head on it, a hose clamp, a couple little wires. It's just worth pulling out. Makes it a lot easier. So there's 2 big connectors down here on the inner fender, and one up here on the side. So the connector we want is the one that's closest, the big one that's closest to the brake master cylinder. And I'll zoom in and show this a little closer, but the top row of wires here on the front of the truck side, you count back 3. So 1, 2, and 3. And then the 2017-18 have one color, and the 19 and 20 have another color. So I'll put that in the description, which colors go with what year, so you can match that up. So the front of the truck side of this connector is what we call the transfer case control module side, and the back side goes to the back of the truck to the diff lock. So I'll explain that a little bit more here in a second when I zoom up and show you closer. All right, so like I said, I'm going to remove a little bit of this electrical tape here carefully. I'm going to do this without cutting any wires or myself. I don't really care about that though. All right. So once again, we're going to be going the third wire over. So there's 1, 2, 3, and on this 2019, it's yellow and black. So this one right there. All right, so now that we located that wire, we're going to give a little cut here. So I'm just going to kind of go in the middle of that to where it'll be easiest to work with. And snip. Strip it back a little bit. Strip that side. Strip that side. Whoa, whoa. Don't drop those in there. That's why I'm not a surgeon. Okay, now we can put a little rubber seal. And then, so now to know which one of these two terminals to put on there, we have a male and a female. So for the wire that's closest to the front of the truck, that is going to get the female one. And then for the one on the back side, the connector side, it's going to get the male. So, like I showed earlier, just put this on here. Make sure I get that good seated right. So hopefully you can see that. That first crimp was the double one, closest to the end of the connector. Got the wire in there. Did not get any insulation in there. So now we'll just crimp this single one here. I like to kind of pinch that a little bit. And then I'm going to crimp it with one of the round hole ones here. And there you go. So once again, you wanted to cut the wires off of this and solder them on there, make a permanent connection, whatever, that's your choice. But I like this because I'll show you why here in a second. Sorry, my hands are getting in the way there. It's kind of hard to do this and not have them get in the way. So don't forget the seal on there. Slip that in there like that. Kind of tight. Sometimes you can take this. Oops. Got it upside down here. And just kind of gently hold it with this. And then you can slide the wire into there. It's another way of doing it. All right, got that one. Once these crimpers are so nice to have. I mean, you could do this with a pair of needle nose, but these are like 20 bucks or something, and I use them all the time. So crimp the one that holds the seal on there. So there's your two terminals. Now let me grab the connectors. All right, so now I can put the connectors on the terminals here. The one that's got the female terminal here, we'll use this connector with the green seal on it. So just slide that over. Try to do it without getting my hands in the way. Snap. It won't pull off now, and then just close the retaining cap of that. So now the one with the male terminal here, we'll use this guy. And just look at which way the retention thing goes on there. That's the way you want to take the connector. Put it on there like this. And then let me put it on there. Close that retention cap. So now this is what I was saying, it's kind of slick when you use these connectors, is you can actually just plug these together like that, and it's all factory now. So you can actually remove the module, connect them back together 100% like normal. But what we want to do is use those. And now on my box here, we'll just connect the matching ones. So the yellow wire on mine should go to the connector that goes towards the front of the truck. This says TCCM on it. And then the purple wire that says ELD, or Diff lock, will go towards the connector back here that goes to the back of the truck. Okay, so now we just need to ground it and then mount this. So there's two nice grounds right here. 8mm head on this one. Just gonna back this off. So this is a little 2-wire harness here, black and green. The green one's long, we'll run that over to the upfitter. So the black one here, a little ring terminal on it. Just ground that. That will come back and plug into the 2-pin connector here on the module. So now we just need to mount the module. Make sure we don't do it where the air box goes here. Put some VHB on the back of this thing. And grab a little rubbing alcohol, and I like this spot right here. Just clean that since she's kind of dusty. Dry it off. So that's my favorite spot. You can maybe run the wires back behind there, and we'll mount it right there. So this box is totally epoxy filled, so no worry about weather. And then we'll just put it with the wires down, mount it right there. Give it some good pressure for a second. And there we go. So we'll do a little bit of wire arrangement here. Probably do something like that. Zip tie this around there. And then I'm gonna run this green wire, probably run it up into the cowl up here under the wiper area. I'll run that across to the upfitter, connect it, and then we'll have some fun. So let me put that air box back in now. So now that we've got it all installed, let's try it out. Right now, as you can see, I have the rear end jacked up, and when you spin one tire one way, the other one goes the opposite way. With it turned off, just totally open diff. Now I'm running the Switch Pro app here. I can actually activate this. Listen. Here, a little click. You can see it's locked now. I can turn it off. Open. Now if I lock it, it's locked. So let's take it outside and have some real fun now. So anyway, this is available on swarfworks.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again.